It's that sound. It's that music we love that we call house. You can feel the kick, you can feel the vibe. It's house music, now let it move you. Come on. Music. Music. Brings the old and the new as one, and it doesn't matter what style. It just makes you dance. Yeah, it makes you dance. That sound, we still need it. The feeling we had, the freedom we had. That sound. It's that sound, it's that music we love that we call house. You can feel the kick, you can feel the vibe. It's house music, now let it move you, come on. Music.
We served our country like those before us.
You know, it was a dangerous area. All of Vietnam was dangerous.
The carnage of war left an indelible mark on me.
We came back and built lives. As time went on, we faced new challenges and found support to handle them.
I went to the VA, talked to my doctor.
I started doing groups. I started doing one-on-one counseling.
At MakeTheConnection.net, you can hear our stories and find tools and services available to you.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Selena.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R.
What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
Pain or no pain, your wisdom teeth should be checked every year. If wisdom teeth come in properly and meet the right conditions, they are generally safe to keep. But left unchecked, they can put you at risk for gum disease, tooth decay, and damage to adjacent teeth. Some wisdom teeth grow in at such an angle that they never break through the gum, which can lead to tooth decay, gum disease, cysts, and tumors. These impacted teeth can only be seen on x-rays, so the damage they may cause can go undetected if they are not checked by a dental professional. Some people just don't have enough room for another tooth in their mouth, so their wisdom teeth can affect adjacent teeth when they come in. This can make it difficult to chew, difficult to keep them all clean, and misalign your teeth. Not all wisdom teeth need to be removed, but they all do need to be monitored by an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. Find a surgeon near you for a complete examination. If your wisdom teeth do need to be removed, the procedure can be done in an office setting with minimal post-operative pain and swelling. Remember, pain or no pain, your wisdom teeth should be checked every year. Find your local oral and maxillofacial surgeon at myoms.org.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to The Booth 312, broadcasting from WIT 88.9 FM in Chicago and DaBoothRadio.com. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. Today is, it's an ugly day outside in Chicago, but it's okay because it's a beautiful day here in the studio. So we're going to be bringing the best sounds of the underground right here.
It's a beautiful day to stay in and listen to The Booth.
I don't care where they're at listening, as long as they're listening. They could go out and drive around.
I mean, if they don't want to leave the house, if they want to stay in bed, they can watch us on YouTube. A lot of people have smart TVs. They can watch us on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, I wonder about that, though. Smart TV doesn't mean the person, the owner is...
depending on how much you pay for it. If you took advantage of the Black Friday sales, then maybe you were smart. But if you didn't, if you're like me, that didn't go out and buy anything because of the fact that you're trying to budget your money, then you're still smart. But, you know, my TV was smart, too, because it entertained me and kept me in the house.
Did it?
Yeah, it sure did.
I saved 100% on sales by staying home.
There you go. Same here.
Exactly. Those are the best sales.
You know, the funny thing is people still don't realize now they're changing it. They're actually a lot of stores, they're extending it, like a lot of those sales. They're extending them like all week. So people are not just coming that last day. And then they have the door busters. The door busters are actually... that one, that's my phone blowing up. All these people hitting me up right now. As soon as we go live, sorry guys. They're doing it all week except for the door busters that they're doing the day off. But here's the other side of it. A lot of people don't realize the exact same sales that you're waiting for this day
are going to be in a couple of weeks.
Well, actually, you can get them in July. They do the exact same pricing, same sales in July.
Oh, I didn't even hear about that. But I know
I found out through the grapevine some years ago. So I can get my prices then now. If people can't hide their stuff from family members or whatever, but you don't have to sit there and wait and ruin your holiday. You know, if you guys celebrate Thanksgiving and you're with family and everything, you're trying to hurry up now and eat and then get to a store. You could get that same exact sale because they do it in the middle of the year because they're trying to get these products out. They want to get rid of them so they can bring in all the new ones. And that's one of the reasons why they do this now and they generate that. Is so they can get rid of the old so that they can make room for the new. Well, you can get the exact same ones. If you guys look, get the same sales in July. So you don't have to be killing yourselves or killing other people trying to get that hot item. You could have got it already.
Right. Well, this is also the best time if you're going to buy a brand new car. This is the time you want to start going or right after New Year's.
Same way. Yeah, they want to get rid of them.
Yep.
So they're going to do everything. The salesman and the dealership is going to do everything in their power to try to sell you it, and they'll work with you. You know, you just have to be a little strong-willed sometimes because don't jump on the first thing, right. Especially if you get a used car. Yeah, that's one thing if you get a new car. But if you get a used car, scrutinize. Scrutinize. You look at every little thing. You scrutinize it. the brakes, the this, the that. Actually turn the radio off when you test drive that car, the used cars. Listen to a motor song like that. Scrutinize every little thing you could talk down the price on that. And people don't realize it.
Right, exactly. I mean, I'm not buying a new car. I wish I could. I was in a brand new RAV4 for a day, and it was a hybrid, and I fell in love with it. I was like, wow. But I ain't got no money for no brand new car right now. So,
Yeah, I hear you. Well, my dealer, my salesman that I deal with is a wonderful guy. I buy all my cars from him, and he always does me right. And yeah, he's trying to sell me another new one, and I was like, you know what? That price right now just ain't gonna work.
Right. Exactly.
I just can't do it. Nothing personal, but yeah, I just cannot do it right now.
It's also a great time to fly to Vegas because it's cold in Vegas right now. For those that don't know, even though it's in the middle of the desert, it's cold in Vegas, and right now, the hotels and all that, they're what's the word I'm looking for? Population wise, they're at a low right after Thanksgiving. So this is the best time if you've never been to Vegas and you want to go to Vegas and see what the lifestyle is like in Vegas. This is a great time to go because it's a lot cooler in Vegas than it normally is.
But what if people want to go to get away from this cold weather that we have here in Chicago? So that's another reason why they want to go there.
Well, then you can go to a place where our guest that's sitting right here, Mr. Melvin Gentry, was just down in Brazil, and that's where you want to be at because it's summertime down there right now. So welcome to the booth, our guest, Melvin Gentry, DJ Melvin Gentry. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Man, thank you for coming back from Brazil because I wouldn't. I'd be like, can we do it on the phone?
Bearing gifts. I mean,
yeah, he did. He
we are
right,
so thankful
I come
for that.
bearing coffee. Brazilian coffee is very popular. If you're a coffee drinker, definitely brought a run back a shot glass.
I collect them. Yeah.
Have you ever had a Brazilian caipirinha?
Wait.
Have you ever heard of a caipirinha?
No.
Okay, it's a traditional Brazilian drink made with Brazilian sugarcane rum that's fermented instead of distilled, so it packs a mean punch.
Oh, I'm down already.
And it's sort of like a mojito, but it's the Brazilian sugarcane rum, the cachaça, mixed with lime and muddled with sugar.
Nice.
So yeah.
Well, I told you I'm gonna be a stowaway in one of your suitcases coming up.
Right. I don't know. TSA might have a problem with that, but we'll see what we can do.
I'll do like on Family Guy. As soon as they unzip it and they see me, I'm like, close it.
Right.
But you're gonna be like, my bag is normally not this heavy, y'all, and I'm just gonna be like, pass me some chips. But
right, we'll put some holes in there so you can breathe.
I'll just put a balloon in there, hold it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, welcome to the booth.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
I've been talking to you for a couple of weeks prior to you being booked for the show, and excited about you being here. We're going to get into Melvin's story shortly, but just wanted to give you a warm welcome. Thank you for being here.
Much appreciated.
The man flew back from Brazil, which I'm still like, man, I'd still be there. I'd be like, can we do this on the phone? Phone interview, but thank you for coming and enduring this weather today. I mean, it's not the white stuff falling out the air, it's the wet stuff, but still, for this time of the year, we're still fortunate, so thank you for coming in.
My pleasure.
And you're going to hear his story in a few minutes, and we're going to jam out with the guy. We were doing sound checking here, and he was beating it up, so stay tuned. Don't you go nowhere. Leave that dial alone, because this guy's going to beat it up on the box. And then we got Dave C., your resident DJ, that's going to be banging the box as well. So we always have a good show for everybody,
At least we try.
We try. We definitely try. Real quick, want to say a shout out to our other co-host who is not in the studio today. Derek Smokin' Jones.
DJ, where are you?
The preacher. He had some family things he was taking care of, so love and mad respect goes out to Derek Smokin' Jones out there. Also, want to remind everybody, yours truly, DJ Black Door, DJ Ron Tinsley, Black Door. My birthday is December the 5th. However, my party is going to be December the 7th at La Maquina. Okay, here we go again. La Maquina. I can't say it right. It's not that I'm trying to slaughter the restaurant. They're really nice people. I just can't say it today or last week. But That address is at 1820 South Ashland Avenue. Party starts at 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. No cover. Great food, great drinks. Have a great bar there. Come on down. Get there early too, because parking is kind of funny. But come on down and party with me and any other Sagittariuses whose birthdays are, that are in this time of the year. Come and party with us. You're gonna have Angelo Soto, Rafa Ramirez, myself, Rick Johnson, and we might even throw one more DJ in there. So, David, you're more than welcome to come, but you're gonna be there. But you got another thing that you got going on that you and your wife are planning. So, if you could swing by, please. I know.
Of course.
I'll be there. I told you I'll
be there.
I'll be there.
Hopefully, Mr. Melvin Gentry could make it.
Yeah, I try to make it. I come back in town.
I was gonna say if he's not staying out there.
Because I know me, if I was going back to Brazil, I'd be like, man, forget your birthday. I'm in Brazil, man. We can celebrate down here. But if you are free on December 7th, come to La. Can you say it for me, Rob? Because you said a lot better than I do.
Yeah, I think I did. Was it La Mejina?
La
Mejina?
La Mejina, which is 1820 South Ashland Avenue. This next Saturday, December 7th. So come on out. But you're going to have a lot of the booth members on December 6th at the White Elephant Party, which is located where, David?
Well, we have to get back to you on that. We're actually moving locations because Sugar Skull had an incident where
it's not the White Elephant issue. The White Elephant did not go on the building and then break it down or anything. So it's not the White Elephant's fault. It just things happen, and Sugar Skull unfortunately is not able to house the event, but the event will still be going on. It's just being changed in location. So.
Yeah, and just down the road, not far away. Unfortunately, they had a worker fall through the roof, and now
was
they
he
have
as big as an elephant?
They have a man-made skylight there that it's not prepped. It's not. So they're gonna have to.
He was
to
up
close
on the
down
roof
for a little bit.
He was up on the roof, jumping on the roof, the roof. And they was like, "What's the rest of it?"
Yep.
But I hope that, not all jokes aside, we hope that construction worker is doing okay. He's not hurt. And I didn't see anything on the news, so you know how the news always likes to have some negative to say. There was nothing negative.
If there's no drama in a story, they're going to try to make drama. If they can't make drama out of something, you're not going to see it on the news.
Right.
That's just how they are.
Okay. Exactly. And that's why I said I didn't hear nothing about it until Dave was talking about it in the studio here. So, and then we both, Dave C. and myself, have our Friday night jams, but that's going to be tentative on December 6th because of the location change.
My show will be taking a couple of weeks off because we have 2 Fridays back to back. We all do.
Right.
And,
Right.
South and North vinyl events and digital White Elephant.
Right.
So,
and that second White Elephant event is going to be at Xavier's Club, and that's December 13th.
Yes.
Do we have the times already? That's going to be 9
we
to
do
2
not
also?
have the times yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be posting that up. You'll see it on all of our Facebook and social media pages, and as well as on the DaBooth page, because the booth is going to be hosting both events.
we are.
So you will definitely be able to keep up with what we got going on our social media sites, as well as Instagram, Twitter, blah, 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 because we're on so many. We're on so many. I try to remember them, and then age just comes in and says, no, you're not going to remember all of them. So normally we have Rob roll out the scroll because we add new broadcast sites. We get added to new broadcast sites almost every other week, and we have our meetings and Rob say, we're part of this one now. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're on Twitch, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. We do Instagram right now because they're limiting our videos. We do Instagram during the DJ mixes, not for the entirety of the show, but we are on Instagram. We are on
Chew TV,
Chew TV, Africa TV, Periscope, YouTube. Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're on. We do TikTok. We're on Tumblr sometimes. I mean, we are all over the place. And like Ron said, I mean, we're constantly being asked to join other groups and associate with other social media sites from different countries. Because not everyone uses just Facebook. Exactly. Different countries, they have their own Facebook type of app. So we're asked to join them because people from other countries are following us and liking what we do. And we appreciate that. We appreciate everyone all over the world. And we hope when our guest goes back to Brazil, he lets all of our Brazilian fans know about us and to check us out here.
Oh, definitely.
So we do appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful thing. The love within the house music community and more is a great, great thing. So, all right, guys, we're going to get into some more tunes right here. We have the best sounds underground. We get all this music from all these labels. We want to make sure you guys get a chance to hear it. Make sure you stick around right here for more to come because we're going to get to know our guest, Mel, a lot better, a lot closer, and his seat might get hot. We'll see. Stick around right here for more to come on DaBooth312, broadcasting from WIT 88.9 FM in Chicago and DaBoothRadio.com.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Loud.
Hey everyone.
This is Salada.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is fresh.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You're listening to Booth 312, broadcasting out WIT 88.9 FM in Chicago and theboothradio.com. We're going to get to know our guest a little bit, DJ Mel Gentry right here. Mel, thank you again so much for coming in, being a guest on the show.
Again, thanks for having me, fellas. Appreciate it.
No, definitely. And, it's an honor to have you here. Heard a lot of great things about you. And just that little bit of music I got to hear while you were warming up, getting ready before we started the show was awesome. I can't wait to actually hear the mix you put on for everyone. So I'm really excited. I'm, on edge, waiting to hear this. And I'm pretty sure that you have a lot of great more tracks to bring to us because, like I said, just that few tracks that you were playing, it was just awesome. I loved it, and I wanted more, but I knew we had to get into doing the live show. So, yeah, I'm really, really on edge. Can't wait to hear that set. And then you were really into it, even just that little warm up. I mean, this guy was, already getting into it. So
yeah,
he's gonna put out a full show for you guys. I mean, seriously. So everyone wants to know about DJ Mel Gentry. So let's go back. Let's go way back into time. How'd you get started with DJing?
Let's see. First of all, thanks once again for having me. I appreciate it. DJ Mel is old. Like I say, I'm about to be 57. Not that 57 is old, but it's old enough. Music.
Well, 50s are the new 40s. So
is that true?
That's what they're saying.
Okay.
And I agree with that.
Okay. I don't know about these.
But if you ask these kids, 40 year
I don't
old
know
too.
about
So
this back in these knees agreeing to that, but we'll go with that. I grew up in Columbia, Maryland, which is a suburb right between D.C. and Baltimore. So my early influences were from an underground club in downtown Baltimore called Odell's. Odell's was, I would compare it to what the Warehouse was to Chicago.
Right.
So that was pretty much my music education. And it was just amazing. The DJs there, Wayne Davis and Brock and some others, were just really, really good at bringing sounds from Chicago, things that were happening in New York, things that were happening in Italy and Germany, and just it was a fusion of all these different genres, and it really did just turn me out. The sound system was amazing. It was, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the old Richard Long sound systems. Richard Long was a sound engineer, and he had systems that were basically all on the East Coast, in Europe, in different places, but the systems were just amazing. You don't even hear sound to this day that's as warm and clear and just an amazing sound. So the Paradise Garage in New York had a Richard Long system. Odell's and Signals and the Clubhouse in the DC Baltimore area had one. The Catacombs in Philadelphia had a Richard Long system. And it was just, he was a prolific sound engineer. And that was my early influence. I just, it was just amazing to me, the power that the DJ has over a crowd. And I just had to be a part of it, and kind of started in the early 80s and had my first direct drive turntables, and just kind of got started from there.
Well, like you had said, Odell's was to Chicago folks. Odell's was up there like the Warehouse, just like Mr. Gentry said. And being that I lived in the Baltimore area and played in Baltimore before moving back here, everybody still to this day talks about Odell's.
Oh, it was legendary.
Yes.
Yeah, legendary.
Right.
Legendary
And, I mean,
sound system. The DJs were incredible. It was an amazing place.
Exactly.
They had a slogan called "You'll Know If You Belong."
Exactly. So, I mean, and then, times of course change, and you got big names still out there, like Wayne Williams, like you said before, And then you got Ultra Nate, who is
this was Wayne Davis.
Wayne Davis, I'm sorry, Wayne Davis from back in the day, and then Ultra Nate now, still doing parties out there in Baltimore.
Ultra is a good friend of mine.
Oh, okay. It's been a while since I talked to her, but would love to get you to Chicago if you're ever in the area. Come on through to the booth. But so that was one of the first clubs that you played at, was Odell's?
Oh, no. I didn't play at Odell's. I just was a club head that went to Odell's.
Okay. So continue with your history.
So I moved to Chicago in the late 80s.
Okay.
And the music was amazing to me. It was just very amazing because you had so much stuff going on that was homegrown, and a lot of that, sparse instrumentation, stuff that was going on tracks, and just all of that kind of stuff, the DJ International movement. I was an assistant manager at Dr. Wax Records in Hyde Park.
Okay.
When I first moved to Chicago, I was there for a few years, worked at Gramophone for a few years, and just so I sort of had a really hands-on approach to, a lot of the music, and knew everybody that came in there. Gramophone was sort of like how would I put it, the best way to describe it? So many of us worked there, from Derek Carter to Ralphie Rosario to DJ Heather, Colette, Hector Lopez, Andy Moy, just a lot of talent at Gramophone. And those were really, really fun times. Fun times. Then I started a residency at the Clubhouse that used to be down on Halstead. I was at the Generator on Thursdays with Dana Powell for a while.
Remember the Generator?
And just kind of all over the place. Took a brief DJ retirement in the late 90s and sort of came back. I was asked to do some old school house head functions at the Checkerboard in Hyde Park. And then that sort of refueled me, for lack of a better word.
Okay. So you were talking off the air about technology. So you started on vinyl.
Started vinyl, yeah. I would lug the turntables around. I refused to do CDJs, so I would lug the turntables. But that got a little exhausting, simply for the fact that you go to places, they're not going to have turntables, so you bring in your own, and it just became, challenging.
Yeah. For a nicer way of saying it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I segued to Serato on with the audio interface, and from there to controllers, and had my controller for really until I still have one, a tractor one. Had that until here recently, and I've recently just kind of started using the CDJs, and I like those.
Okay.
I like the convenience of just bringing a thumb drive, and I resisted it for a while, but here I am.
So what's your favorite genre to play?
I'm very eclectic when it comes to music, period. So a lot of my things are going to be fusions of hip hop, house hybrids. I do a lot of remixes. I started, had a residency for about 8 years at a gay club on the south side of Chicago called Escape. Just a bar, actually, not a club.
Okay.
And in order to sort of bridge the gap between the younger crowd and the older crowd, I started doing a lot of edits of things by Rihanna, Jay-Z, some of the hip hop stuff. And that kind of was a segue for the younger generation to embrace dance music.
So how do you feel about continuing to bridge that gap? Because we talk about it all the time here on the show, where you have a lot of the younger kids say, well, that's house music. Oh yeah, my mom and them listen to that. But like you just said, you have that segue of hip hop.
Yeah.
What is your view on continuing to bring house music to the younger generation?
Well, I think it's important. I come from an era, say I'm 57 years old, so I come from an era where there wasn't such distinction. music, dance music was dance music. You had different types from different places, but it was all played on the air, and it was just a mixture of things, So, but with the popularity of hip hop, being what it is, the younger kids, I don't think entirely will ever really, it just doesn't make sense to them. So, but you can get a few of them to cross over to the other side just by having some familiarity. And so I started doing even some R&B things, edits, and sort of making them into a sort of a house type track and doing different drum patterns and things like that in order to please a little bit of everybody and to have a lot of sets to where I can play things that are going to grab a little bit of everybody.
Okay.
So I like it all. I like it all. I like vibey stuff that's going on the East Coast. I like a good track. I like a techno influence with some funk to it type of groove. I like a little bit of everything.
Okay. So you're really open-minded to all genres then?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You find the best of what moves you, what you feel.
If it sounds good to me, I like it. I don't get put in a box of what I play.
And that's how it should be. Realistically, that's how it should be. Any and every great artist out there will tell you they're open-minded to every and all genres out there. You may not like everything from every genre, but you try to find something in every song or every type that you can find. So you mentioned about the fact that you actually work on your own tracks. You do a little bit of the collabing and the mix matching of songs and everything. Do you produce your own music?
I do. I've done some things with DJ Spin on Quantize. I've done some remixes for Ultra on a label with a project with her and Quentin Harris. I've done some stuff that's on Stacy Kidd's label.
Okay.
And so, yeah, this segue into production and remixing for me has kind of happened by, I won't say by accident, but from all the editing and stuff that I do, and I was kind of pushed into it.
Okay.
So, given the opportunity, from to work with Spin and Ultra, they liked a lot. I would send them a lot of edits and things that I done. They're like, man, you're really creative and you have an ear for things. We need you to do some things for us. So,
that's a great thing, and hopefully you're going to expand that and get it, go even further with it. Because from just the influences of what I'm hearing you play alone, are you going to be playing any of your music that you've actually made?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things that I'm going to play that are on Quantize currently that I've done with DJ Spin. And recently I've been, Steve Hurley has reached out to me to do some work with him for his label and everything. So I've done some things with Larry Hurd. So when you have people in the industry like that think you're talented and believe in you, it's even if you feel hesitant, it gives you a boost of confidence for, Steve Hurley's a Grammy Award winner. So when this man rings my line and says, oh, I'm interested in you helping the label with some projects and wanting to incorporate some of the things that I do with some of the things for his label, it's the highest form of flattery.
Yeah, definitely.
That's beautiful.
That's one of the phone calls you always take.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, man, I really, I'm not one to be starstruck. It's just not my nature, really. But I have to say, when you have producers and DJs like Spin and Steve Hurley who see some talent there and they want to work with you, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
And certainly adds to your credibility.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. It definitely does. All right, Mel. So how can we find out more about DJ Mel Gentry and get those tracks that you released?
Well, the projects that I've done are on TrackSource.
Okay.
DJ Mel is kind of an old man who is hasn't entirely embraced all the technology. You know, I'm on Instagram, and that's a big thing for me now. I'm on Facebook, you know. I really don't do a lot of like SoundCloud and Mixcloud and stuff like that. Part of my goals for 2020 moving forward is to market myself a little better, just so, you know, I feel like I have a gift, and I've begun to share it more. And I believe, you know, in being humble, because there's lots of talent all over the place, especially in Chicago. It's like there's so much homegrown talent, and some of the better DJs are the ones that you don't see all over the place. You know, so I've begun to be more popular in the city in the last year or two, and I've gone almost from a certain amount of obscurity to being like having a following now. And so that's exciting for me because I have a passion for the music. And that's first and foremost for me. I never feel as though I'm bigger than the music.
Amen.
It's not about me. I'm a vessel and a messenger.
Amen.
All right. Well, we can't wait to hear your message because, again, I'm on pins and needles waiting to hear what you have for us. So stick around right here for more to come, because at the top of the hour, you guys are going to hear DJ Mel Gentry throwing down live right here on DaBooth 312, broadcasting from WIT 88.9 FM in Chicago and DaBoothRadio.com.
I want to squeeze you, release you. I just can't get enough. And if you move real slow, I let it go. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I know, I want to. I'm about to lose control, 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 and I think I like it. Tomorrow, sweet memories will last a long, long time. But we'll have a good time, baby, don't you worry. And if you want to play around, boy, that's your style. So let's get it started, and we just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. And I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. No. I know, I want you. To love you, feel you, I wrap myself around you. I want to squeeze you, release you. I just can't get enough. And if you move real slow, I let it go. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I know, I want you. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. We shouldn't even think about sweet memories will last a long, long so excited. I'm so excited.
Living lonely in an empty cave, my hideaway. Shadow follow me, can't get past the pain. I need your escape. 'Cause you are the light in my darkness. You put the stars in my starless sky. I need your light. And you are the hope when I'm reckless. The reason I live 'cause you're next to me. I need your light, your light. I never want to imagine life without you is tragic. Bring me back to you, yeah. I can't even fathom. Don't leave me here while I'm drowning. Bring me back to you, yeah. All my pieces you put into place in the brightest ways. Now I'm someone different, got me past the pain. Now you're my escape. 'Cause you are the light in my darkness. You put the stars in my starless sky. I need your light. And you are the hope when I'm reckless. The reason I live 'cause you're next to me. I need your light, your light. I never want to imagine life without you is tragic.
until dance floor activation.
Hi, I'm Judith Light, and I'm here for my flu shot. Did you know there's an option for people 65 and older? Flu season is here, and people 65 and older need to ask about the vaccine made specifically for our age. Flu vaccination is especially important for people with chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease, which can worsen with the flu. Visit the National Council on Aging at ncoa.org/flu to learn more and talk to your doctor about vaccine options for people 65 and older.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bonzi. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Loud.
Hey everyone.
This is Salada.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is fresh.
No matter who we are or where we come from, we all experience difficulties in life.
Military veterans know that sometimes it takes strength and determination to make it through.
Whether it's physical challenges or struggles on the inside, it takes strength to ask for help when you need it.
Learn how veterans like us have reached out for help and hear stories of strength and recovery at maketheconnection.net.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
We taking it sky high. We taking it sky high.
terms and definitions we need. The bottom line is house music is you. I mean, that's the only definition that makes sense. Because there's so many shades of it, so many different styles, so many different places it comes from, so many different colors and races, different sexes, ethnicities. You could be gay or straight. It's house music, and that's just the way it should be. And that's the way I've understood it. You can go east or you can go west. We can turn up, we can never turn down. You can find it here, you can find it there. It can be deep, it can be a sound. It can be loud, make you lose control. It can be techno or afro. It can be a song or a track you like. It can be a dance or a club that night. It's sort of something that makes you move. A vibe or the drums that sets the mood. A DJ who plays this tune. A system to hear the kick in the boom. It could be me and you,
It's
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Loud.
Hey everyone.
This is Selena.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
My medicine. I've been up and down and back around again. All the things I tried, except the simple truth. To let my feelings show and open up to you. So long, I've been trying to fight the world. Damn wrong, everything I thought I knew. Hold on, tired of living with my fear. Let go, tired of holding back my tears. sexy body. Move your body. Sexy body. Move your body. Move your body. Move your body. It's gonna set you free. Move your body. It's gonna set you free. Move your body. It's gonna set you free. Move your body. Move your body. Move your body.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Loud.
Hey everyone.
This is Selena.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is fresh.
Hey, if you guys are just tuning in, where have you been? You're listening to Booth 312, broadcasting from WIT 88.9 FM in Chicago and theboothradio.com. Hopefully you guys enjoying the show. We've had some little hiccups with Facebook, but we already know that. Facebook, I don't know, you show us love sometimes, but sometimes you hate on us too. But you know what's okay? We're on so many other sites that you guys can check us out. So if you want to watch us on all these other sites. Check us out on our YouTube channel. We've been following that, and we got a lot more viewers tuning in. And please show us the love, share, like, follow. We appreciate that and appreciate all of our guests that come on. Just like DJ Mel Gentry definitely threw down for you guys a little earlier ago, and definitely did it justice, because I mean it was just overwhelmingly beautiful, the sounds and everything. Yes. And you getting into it, I thought I was gonna have to have a bucket next to you the way you were pouring sweat. And he took it easy on y'all.
With the maracas.
Right, you have to take the maracas.
He brought maracas, y'all. I mean, we didn't have some animated folks. You brought the maracas, man.
I did. I take them everywhere I go.
I
Helps
heard
me
that.
get into it.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But you definitely brought it, and we're so happy to have you on the show to do it. And we were talking a little bit off the air while we're getting ready to come back on for you guys. But we were talking about, you got events coming up. We want to know about those events, because I know I want to follow you. I want to be there when you're jamming out, giving 100%. You're taking it easy on us. I can't wait till you go full force, but I'm sure all our guests want to see it and feel it too. So where can we find you coming up?
Let's see. I'm currently working in conjunction with DJ Lil Jon from 106.3 and Mickey Calvin. And we are doing VIPs out in the south suburbs, 183rd and Pulaski. We do that the first Friday of every month.
Okay.
So it's a good time. It's a little underground party, and it's starting to take off. We have a guest typically that comes out with us and joins us. Got that coming up. Got a cruise coming up with the Old School Househeads group, the House Cruise. You can find them on Facebook. We have a 3-day cruise to Miami. It's leaving from Miami, going to Key West, and then to Cozumel. I'm doing that with Gene Hunt and DJ Alicia. So had quite a few people to reach out and say they'd like to come on the cruise. It'll be a good time. I've done work with this particular group, Kathina and her sister, who are the cruise director. And we have a really good time. I've worked with them 1 year. Farley, Gene, and I worked together on the cruise, and it's a good time every year we do it. This is a reunion of sorts, because they haven't had one for a few years.
So where can they get tickets at for that event?
You can go on Facebook. There's a house cruise group, and let's see, the website. Let me get this right. It's www.housemusiccruise.com.
Okay. And is there a fee or cover at the other spot that you were talking about with Lil Jon?
VIP does have a $10 cover after a certain time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the first couple of hours. So.
Okay.
But it's a nice party. We've had Mike Dunn 1 week. We had Ron Carroll. We had DJ Alicia. Stacy Kidd was out there. So we had some good guests, and the three of us are residents there, so we have a good time.
Okay.
Known them both for a long time.
Okay. So how I was asking earlier, how did you get to know Mickey Calvin? Because he's a good friend of ours, like we had said earlier. And And how long have you all been friends and doing?
Oh, Mickey and I have been friends for probably about 25 years. I met Mickey Calvin when I was working at Gramophone.
Okay.
And a good friend of mine, a spectacular DJ, Oscar McMillan, was a buyer there. And he knew Mickey, and he introduced us back years ago.
Okay.
I've known Lil Jon probably for about the same amount of time.
Okay.
And the three of us along with promoters, Renee Sonia and Lady Alicia, Mickey's other half. Yeah, better half, other half. I don't know if I'd say better. Other half. Other half. They're both wonderful. The four of us, we kind of work together with each other with Major Moves.
Okay.
And the guys asked me to be a part of DJing with the two of them, and I was very flattered to be included in the movement.
Okay.
Two humble, wonderful guys. Renee, wonderful. She's a big supporter. If ever there's a video, she's probably doing it. I've known Alicia for a while also, and she's done a lot of promoting for parties, and just wonderful people, good energy, and we have a good time out there. That's VIPs, the first Friday of every month, 183rd and Pulaski.
Okay, you heard it right here. VIPs, you could go check Mr. Gentry, because he went from Melvin to Mr. because the turntable is still on fire, and I hope Dave can work with what's melting over there. But
I'm getting nervous. I got to play after him.
Yeah, well, he set the fire, so
it's a little different with nobody dancing, so you had to kind of create my own energy, but it was,
we was over here jamming with you, bro. That was just didn't turn around.
There was definitely
we had people outside stopping at the monitor there to hear you, and so
well, that's cool.
Well, we'd love for you to stay the entire show if you can, but you are always, the door is open to you here. Let us know when you're in town, and we do have, for those that watch us on a regular basis, we have our guest appreciation shows. We usually do them once, maybe we try to get 2 times a year in, but we definitely love to have you come back for a guest appreciation show where we just have all of our previous guests come and just play, and it's a longer show than 2 to 5. We usually go from 2 to 8 p.m. So please, if once we get the dates for that, I'll be letting you know, and keep your calendar open for us because we'd love to have you jam back with us. Love to have him and Samaj come and play, with the energy that they bring. It's just amazing.
Just like that day we had the fire alarms go off. I know they're going to go off that day.
And we have to put some plastic on the floor. There's going to be puddles of sweat everywhere.
That was for dubstep. Those guys came in and played dubstep, and boom, the fire alarms went off, and we're like, do we vacate or we stay here? And security's like, you stay, you're good. But hey, with the energy between him and Samaj, man, them windows going to be cracking.
Yeah, Samaj and I have done a couple of parties together where one in particular was called the Dance of the DJs.
Okay.
A DJ from Detroit, Al Esther, with the same energy. So it was off the chain. We had a good time that night.
Yeah, Samaj has come in here, and yeah, you know how Samaj is.
Yes, I do.
And if you're watching, love you, brother. But yeah, the energy that both of you all have is just outstanding. So
yeah, it's beautiful. It really helps on the floor. So, definitely hats off to you, and I can't wait to see what else is to come.
Oh, thank you very much.
And
I appreciate you guys.
Please get us your tracks that you've already put out so we can air them. Normally, Rob, I'm still in your thunder, but mainly Rob will say live on air to any producers in Chicago or abroad, but mainly for our Chicago producers, get us your music.
Will do.
We'll put in the rotation like you hear playing in the background, so they could be like, "Who's that? Shazam! Shazam! Shazam!" So, but we want to represent all the Chicago artists as much as possible. So,
cool.
Thank you.
We got a lot of new tracks coming in. So, Alex Peace is definitely sent us new stuff. Larry Sladen, his label, and I mean, we'd love to add you to the roster and have your tracks being played alongside with all these wonderful Chicago producers, and let the world hear your sound. So, all right, guys, we're gonna cut it a little bit of a short here because I want to get Dave C ready here, and Dave's working on our cameras and everything, so I want to give him enough time. But you guys stick around right here for more to come because we have the resident DJ mix gonna be going on right here at the top of the hour on DaBooth312 with DJ Dave C. So stick around right here for more to come on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago and DaBoothRadio.com.
NLS Bard gives patrons the freedom to read their way.
Bard is this beautiful web-based program for searching for books and for the ability to download them.
For more information, call 1-888-NLS-READ.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Salada.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
Hi, I'm Clint Black. Have you heard of Rett syndrome? I hadn't until my niece Courtney was diagnosed. Rett syndrome is a neurological disorder which occurs mostly in girls. It's often misdiagnosed as autism or cerebral palsy. Rett syndrome strikes without warning. A girl with Rett syndrome starts out as a happy, healthy baby until 6 or 18 months of age, when something goes terribly wrong. She loses the ability to speak, use her hands to play with toys, or even feed herself. She may also lose the ability to walk. A girl with Rett syndrome makes constant hand washing or hand wringing movements. By the time she is 3 years old, a girl with Rett syndrome is severely handicapped. The International Rett Syndrome Foundation hopes to find the families affected by this devastating disorder and provide care and research that will make a difference. Research is urgently needed to accelerate treatments and find a cure. Please call 1-800-818-7388 or visit rettsyndrome.org today. Your help is our hope.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
everyone understands house music. It's a spiritual thing, a body thing, a soul thing, a soul thing. Not everyone understands house music. It's a spiritual thing, a body thing, a soul thing, a soul thing. Not everyone understands house music. It's a spiritual thing, a body thing, a soul thing, a soul thing. House music. House music. House music. House music.
changed my life. Yeah, you changed my life.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Loud.
Hey everyone.
This is Salada.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is fresh.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Been great mixes. We have a great show going on. I mean, I'm feeling the vibe. I almost don't want to end this show. We only got 15 more minutes left in the show today, but you know what? We'll be back next week as always. Anyways, been a great show. You guys just got a chance to hear our resident DJ Dave C. So he definitely threw down, and great set as always, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, that was lovely, Dave.
I know. Nobody heard that mistake. Anyways,
Hey, there's always one or two in my sets if you listen close.
That means he's playing live and it's
I play
for real.
live,
It ain't
and it's
recorded.
off the top of my head. I just,
Right.
you know.
Well, that's
whatever.
something we thrive on here in our show. We like to bring the live music because that live feel is different. And I think everyone here can agree with that. The live feel of a live DJ versus somebody who sat there and spent an entire week to make a perfect mix for you guys. That's not real. It's not
And
the
it
real
ain't even
thing.
perfect
It
at that.
actually brings a different vibe to it. And,
Hashtag
you know,
no sync.
Yeah, there you go. Hashtag no sync. You're right.
Exactly.
So we definitely have a great show. DJ Mel here has been able to stay with us the whole time. You know, I thought you were going to have to leave early. I'm so happy you're able to stay with us the entire length of the show. You know, I mean, it's great having you here, man.
Oh,
Seriously.
Ron paid me $1,000 to stay.
Well, there now. See, now everyone's gonna be wanting that same dollar amount. You had to put it out there.
He's not paying us.
So Toyota, that's why you ain't getting your car payment. I just paid $1,000 for
Yeah,
the
it's
stay.
been my pleasure. I really enjoyed you guys. Hope to come
Yes.
back and see you. I loved
Definitely.
it.
Like I
Had a
told you
good
before,
time.
the door is open, my brother. Just let me know. Let us know. You don't have to just let me know. Let us know when you want to come back through.
Guest appreciation.
And yeah. I mean, maybe we could talk Rob into doing 2 versus 1 a year. we try to get 2 in. We're
Hey,
almost.
you
at
give
the
me
end of
another
it.
sponsor, man. We'll throw 3, 4.
Well, you know, I'm working on that. I'm working on that.
Get us some more sponsors.
Hey, I want to give a special shout out right quick. I did it last week. This guy is in Detroit. He's with WJZD, Donald Poole. He a week ago, if you remember, for our fans that watch us every week, he did a Chicago takeover on Detroit radio. And I mean, he had a mad lineup. I'm fortunate to be in that lineup, but he had Terry Hunter, I think Mike Dunn. He had mixes from tons of Chicago DJs, well-known DJs here. And he played me and Rick Johnson again over the Thanksgiving holiday. So there was a 2-hour Chicago segment. So I want to give a thanks and a shout out to Donald Poole out there in Detroit on WJZD radio for showcasing us. And, you know, we got to get you here to Chicago, brother, to put you on the air on DaBooth312. Hit me up and let me know what your holiday plans are. We could get you here to Chicago, and we could talk about house music in Detroit as well as what we do here in Chicago. So thank you again.
Is it Poole or Pooley?
Am I saying it wrong? Maybe it's Pooley. I think it's Poole. It's
That
with
was
the E.
Pooley.
Okay. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, brother, I apologize.
Yeah, I told Donald last time I talked to him. I told him, I said, he's more than welcome to come to the studio. Please let us know when he's in town. He said he does travel to Chicago, and he's got family here. And we told him, I said, look, next time you're here, you know, it is the unity factor. And he's a very, very big supporter of Chicago house music.
Yes.
You know, and hopefully maybe we can get you on there, Mel, as well, and have him play some of your mixes and some of your tracks.
Send you a link.
You know, but yeah, I mean, real nice guy, real big heart, fun loving, and we would love to have him here as a guest on the show and talk about the Detroit house music sound as well. You know, and talk about how great Chicago is compared to Detroit. Anyways,
he said that.
Much love to you guys. Look, man, I'm not afraid of hating. If you feel hated on that comment, and you got your own personal problems. Anyways, you know, we've had definitely a great show, and hopefully you guys are liking and loving the show. And if you are, please, we ask you all the time to like, share, follow. We have multiple sites, and I'm sure, you know, you guys are on, well, probably half of these sites, if not all of them yourselves. So if you come across DaBooth312 on any of these other sites, the YouTube channel, our Facebook channel, our Instagram, our help me out here, Twitch, our Twitter, Periscope, True TV, Africa TV, Switchcast TV, Smashcast TV. Good Lord, we're all over the place. Pretty soon,
TV.
Yeah, Instagram TV, and pretty soon we'll be on Apple TV. We'll be on. Oh God, we're on so much
TV.
I mean,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
We'll be on every TV.
That's right. We're gonna swamp you guys, and hopefully you guys in Brazil will be hearing more about us soon because we're waiting for our guests here to get back out there to spread the word and spread the love. So
Will do.
We appreciate that. Real quick again, Mel, let's let them know again. How can they find out more about you and what you're doing and what you're be a part of?
Well, most of the time, like I said, I'm an old dude that's not on all the social media. I am on Facebook. I am on Instagram. So those are two good ways to do it. Typically, when I have stuff coming up, I'll post on Facebook or Instagram.
Or every first Friday at VIP.
Every first Friday at VIP. I have to ask you guys a question, and this is a worldwide debate, but one often asked. In your opinion, what would you say actually house music is or originated? What's your whole take on that? I'm always curious to ask.
You go first.
You tell me yours. I'll give you my interpretation.
No, repeat the question again. I want to make sure I got it right.
Sort of the origins of house.
So where did it come from? As far as like,
yeah, in a nutshell, that's a very ambiguous question.
Yeah.
But yeah,
talking about like what music influenced?
Yeah, what are your thoughts? And I'll tell you mine.
Well, you know, disco era, at the end of the disco era, it was definitely an influencer. R&B, you know, there was a multi-genre that influenced house music. However, it was from my intake, it was more so the change of style. It was a personal feeling brought to it and a likeness. It was how should I put it? You know, it was the evolution that needed to be put in, but the influence, yeah, I'd say it had to be more influenced by those two genres that helped really influence it and to help see it evolve. You know, we were talking a little bit off air how everything evolves and it changes its style to maybe mimic or feel like another genre, similar to like country now has gone to mimic more of a pop sound. But it's still categorized as a country.
Country, right.
Same thing with house music. It evolved and changed a sound to become its own by collaborating and working with different genres. So, Mel, what do you think? What do you feel about it?
Yeah, you know, I've been asked that a lot, you know, living in Chicago. I think the term house itself pretty much is a Chicago thing, and the rest of the world kind of caught on to it. That's not to say that, like you said before, that you have different types. You have subgenres. You just have a lot of different things. You know, if you go back to the early 80s, mid 80s, you know, that sparse instrumentation type of beat track sort of stuff is very much a Chicago originating sound. But, you know, you had all that stuff happening on Prelude and West End on the East Coast in New York, and lots of things over in Jersey. And then you had the Italo disco, you had Kraftwerk. All these are different influences. You had even to the 90s, Detroit's techno was a bit more soulful when it was termed techno, when you had Derek May and, you know, those guys in Detroit doing their thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, you
know,
see how techno's evolved. I mean, look at old techno compared to today's techno.
Yeah, the original techno had more of an underground, a deeper sound. That inner city stuff, the rhythm is rhythm, and all of that.
Joey Beltran.
Yeah, you know, I think that basically it's a fusion of so many things.
My take on it, to caveat off of both of you, I would say it came from disco. But see, what separated disco, because house and disco were parallel at one time in the 70s. What separated house music from the house music DJ from the disco DJ is the blend. In Chicago, DJs have always been known for their blends compared to the rest of the DJs. And I'm not taking anything away from anybody, but that's what Chicago DJs were known for. And guys like Frankie and Lil Lewis and Chippy and guys like that were producing and DJing were masters of that blend. And they would blend their tracks, and people were like, once again, those DJs that were in the disco phase want to keep the dance floor always populated. So they kept their tracks going. But when the death of disco happened, the fading, that art of fading came out for house music. I think in the early 80s, that fade is what got Chicago on the map with the sound, combination of both.
Well, again, you know, the real standout, the elephant in the room for house music really was that bass line, just that hard-hitting sound, the 808, that really said, what is this? This is not what we've heard before, even disco era and everything. What is this? But that feeling went through you. Right. So that really is what made us stand apart with the house scene.
Great question, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Real quick, I think I got the pronunciation right.
You sure about
see, you just messed me up. La Maquina. Maquina. There's my birthday party on December 7th. I'm tongue-tied now.
It's your 21st birthday, right?
I wish. No, 21 wasn't a great year. I was in boot camp.
28.
35 was a great year. Okay. Great birthday. But I'm not going to say my age. I'll say it there at the party. But I'll be 1 year older than I am right now. But that party starts from 9 to 2, no cover, 1820 South Ashland Avenue. Please come on out. And the night before, we got Dave C., and the location is going to be announced soon.
Yeah, they're changing the location.
Yes, because the automated roof. And that's going to come out soon. So be looking out for the flyer for December 6th and December 7th. December 7th is already out. We'd love to see you all out there. We got a few minutes left on the air. I just want to say before I turn the mic over to my partners, please have a safe week. Everybody's coming back to work from this nice long holiday time off. Hope you spent time with your family, friends, had a great time, but we get back into the grind on Monday, tomorrow. Weather's going to be nice this week, so please take advantage of it. But let's just take care of one another. You know, that's my biggest spend. That's my request to everybody out there watching. Let's take care of one another. And I won't see you next Sunday, but we will still be on the air, of course, right here, same bad time, same bad channel.
Be safe and be well.
Well, I don't know about this weather being nice this week, but I know tonight's not going to be that great. So you guys better be careful if you're out there because we're still expecting snow and some bad weather tonight. So make sure you guys stick around 2 inches. What?
2 minutes.
2 minute warning.
That's
okay. Well, he took
That's
if
what
he
she
takes
said.
one away, then, you know. Anyways, all right, guys, we got 2 minutes left, and we're going to be cutting out of here. Don't forget, please, like, share, follow. Keep following us on all our sites. We're on multiple sites, so no matter what site you're on, make sure you guys look for DaBooth312. Until next week, we love you guys. Peace.
America's wounded warriors are coming home. After serving on foreign shores, these brave men and women are returning to their families and communities. Many have wounds you can see, and many have wounds you can't see, like post-traumatic stress disorder. Now that these warriors are back home, they are ready to enter the civilian workforce. To help, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a career counseling service that helps warriors translate their